It is time for our phone-in segment. That segment where you get to have your say on our topic of discussion this morning. It's an opportunity for you to pick up your phone and have your say in a civil manner. We understand that Nigerians have lots of grievances on things that are not happening right in the nation. So this is an opportunity for you to air your voice. And, we do hope that, the government hears you. One or two but stumble on it. They respond to us majority of the times when they hear such complaints. You could see our stories in the papers and all of that. So yes, it's an opportunity for you to have your say on the show. Now today we're talking about the 8 billion for sensitization electricity bill payment. Now the NLC has demanded the resignation of the power minister Daybreak over repeated national grid collapses. That is one. Now in a statement by the NLC's president Joe Ajaero, the union condemned the state of Nigeria's electricity sector, calling it a near collapse. Ajaero also criticized the 8 billion naira budget allocation for electricity bill sensitization, while contractors are owed 200 billion naira. They slammed NERC for lack of regulatory capacity, alleging collusion and failure to protect consumers. Now, do you agree that the NERC have not protected consumers enough when it comes to the billings and the increased tariffs and national grid collapse based on we're not paying the amount worth of what we are getting? Now, let's give a little backstory to all of this. The Federal Ministry of Power proposed to allocate 8 billion naira in the 2025 federal budget for sensitizing Nigerians. Sensitization, what the NOA should be doing on the importance of timely electricity bill payments. Now, this has sparked, significant debates from across boards. Like the initiative, no doubt, aims to address challenges such as power theft, poor payment habits, the protection of national power assets. And the campaign is intended to utilize various media platforms, including social, digital, and print, to effectively reach the diverse 200 million population we have in Nigeria. Is it worth it? What's your thought on it? Setting aside 8 billion naira for just sensitization. I wouldn't want to call it just. It's okay to always sensitize people and put the right information out there. So how much was put aside to sensitize people when it came to the tariff increase? To let people know that this is why we're increasing the tariff. This is what is going to go from A, B, and C, and this is how it's going to look like. Now, we know, in all honesty, that power theft is a problem in Nigeria. People do bypass prepaid meters because they don't want to pay, and it is a crime. If being caught, you would definitely going to face the penalties and the charges for that. And they're always finding a way to regulate power theft. So is sensitization enough for the regulation of power theft? Why are people even going that far? Poor payment of electricity bill. Most people cannot relate to that because they have meters. But those that have meters are still finding a way to bypass, thus leading to power theft, which has created lots of losses for the power sector in Nigeria. This money is needed to maintain the sector. But Nigerians are also seeing, on the other hand, that this sector is not even providing us with enough electricity to sustain us vis-a-vis how much we are paying. So we want to get your thoughts. Is 8 billion naira enough to sensitize Nigerians? Is it necessary? Or should it be more? Do Nigerians actually need sensitization when it comes to payment of bills in time and understanding power theft and knowing what it costs to the nation? Or do Nigerians just need electricity? The phone lines are open. Call in. Let us hear your thoughts. Let's know where you're coming from. Let's understand, what you feel about this, and let us have a conversation. The numbers are displayed on the screen, and we're also here to take WhatsApp messages as well. So do well to send a message on WhatsApp, and we'll be here to read that. We have our first caller this morning. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Oh, we lost the call. Please do well to call back. There are two numbers displayed on your screen, so either of them would work, and do well to send a message. Now, on further conversation, now the government proposed, which is this amount, the 8 billion naira. NLC, on the other hand, came out to criticize it and label the allocation as absurd, and also question the prioritization of such funds for sensitization over critical infrastructural need. Why are those funds not used to revamp the system? Why are those funds not used to create, we're talking about decentralization of the grid. Why is that fund not being used to handle that? Why is it being used for sensitization? We understand that there's a case of theft of properties when it comes to in the electricity sector, theft of poles and wires and all of that, and vandalization. would sensitization really solve that, or would solving insecurity solve that? These are all questions that are on the minds of Nigerians. NLC President highlighted that the contractors in the transmission company of Nigeria are reportedly owed over 200 billion naira, suggesting that the funds could be better utilized to address these obligations. But let's take this call. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us. So what's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Ismail calling from Niger.
Ismail, it's good to have you from Niger. Go ahead with your thoughts.
You see, anything that has to do with Nigeria, I'm just sorry to say as a Nigerian, it's always funny. Always funny. Whatsoever policy they are bringing up, it's always funny. Just imagine 8 billion naira, 8 billion, just to sensitize Nigerians. Just sensitize.
Do we still have a call on the line? It seems the tariff issue with vis-a-vis network is affecting us this morning, but it is well. Well, do want to call back, Ismail. We'd love to hear the concluding part of your thoughts, and I love how you started talking about how you've given hope and how the issue of Nigerian policies can be tiring. That is because it's not been properly explained, and it's part of the public reactions we have on this. People are concerned about lack of transparency and accountability in this sector. We're paying the tariff. Well, let's take this call. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
I'm James Aziga from Kaduna.
Hi, James. Please, can you turn down the volume of your TV set and talk to us through your phone?
Okay, I've done that. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you. Go ahead.
We are talking of Nigeria and the people working within Nigeria. That money that they are talking about, 8 billion, for sanitization of electricity bill.
James, I can hear you.
Is it real? It's not real. But they may bring out that money. The money, they will divide it among themselves. Corruption is what we are going to deal with in Nigeria before any other thing. By the end of the year, they will tell you that the money has finished and you will never see anything. The greed will still going on. They are using that greed to be ATM in order to corrupt and then to draw money from Nigerian purse. Even they hate themselves, they are corrupt. There is no way they can equally, if they want to make, even 1 billion can equally bring the greed to reality.
All right, thank you very much, James.
So please, let us cancel corruption and then let everything be done perfectly.
All right, thank you very much, James. And this brings us to what I was talking about. James has spoken about corruption and lack of accountability in this sector. Nigerians want to know what is happening. Where is this money being allocated to? Okay, sensitization, that is fine, but can we see, this sensitization go on? And 8 billion is quite an amount. Let's take this call. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
This is Abasekong calling from Gombe State.
Abasekong, good morning. How is Gombe?
Gombe is cool, calm, and calculated.
That's good to know. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Okay, sincerely speaking, Trust TV is a TV in my heart. I want to really appreciate you for in-depth news coverage. Because right from Gombe, my thoughts are heard. From Borno, several other places, in London, their thoughts are heard. But what am I trying to say? Based on today's topic, why must we spend such kind of money? Spend such kind of huge sums of money to do what? To synthesize? To synthesize what? When we are lacking basic infrastructure, like water, light. Where I am now, there's no NEPA. I use solar. We buy water. Those basic things that is needed, we don't have it. Is it when I die that I will enjoy these basic things? Is it when I'm in the hospital, sick, on the hospital bed, that is when I will enjoy these basic things? how we should have a rethink. We should have a rethink about all that we are doing. We should know that there is judgment. Now I want to say this. Constant hike in prices shows the federal government insensitive to addressing issues. This has provably shown that they are insensitive to addressing matter. I wish they will redress their system, and then change for a better performance. Thank you this morning. God bless you, Lilian.
Thank you this morning. Thank you, Abasekan. God bless you. God bless Nigeria. Now, one of the reasons why they are allocating this 8 billion naira to sensitization is sensitization on electricity theft and poor attitude towards bill payment. Like it or not, the power sector needs funding, which you just have spoken about. But for a sector that needs funding, should 8 billion go into sensitization or putting in infrastructure? Are there other ways you think the government could handle electricity theft other than 8 billion naira? Let's take this call. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us. Your name and where you're calling from.
Good morning. Yeah, my name is Sunday. I'm calling from Gombe.
I didn't get your name.
My name is Sunday. I'm calling from Gombe.
Hi, Sunday. It's good to have you from Gombe. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Yeah, I think I will be... Yeah, my thought is on this 8 billion naira for sensitization of electricity. And of which the candidate, this government are not being fair to the masses. Because I think this is not what we are needed. They have increased the tariff of light while we are not even enjoying it. In fact, we don't even have what we are going to eat. And we have increased the tariff of light, and they have kept it like this, and we have been patient with that. Why will you take 8 billion naira for sensitization? For what reason? I think they have this. I'm sorry to say, this government, they don't have the masses in their mind. That is the truth about it.
So what do you think? I have a question. What do you think these funds should be better channeled to?
We have been having this issue of national grid always. Why can't they use the money judicially and fix it? That is what if the last caller from the said that we have to deal with corruption first before everything. I am telling you, this money is not going to be used judicially for what he has said. In fact, they have just said the issue is there. We are just being informed this is what we are going to do, and there is nothing we can do, even if we deliberate about it or not. That is what they are going to do. They have taken decision on what they are going to do. It's only what that will take us out of this list. And one thing, I just have an advice to the president. Yeah, I have this advice to the president, please. I want to believe, and I'm a Netherlands. But I am telling you, I'm very impressed with the way he shared that his government. And I am sure that he's here in order to bring national unity, and of which I'm impressed with that. But this minister of power, to be particularly, there was a time that the president said that he's going to restore his government. I guess this one is going to be hard because it's the only problem we have. This minister of power, I am telling you, if he's not going to receive it, many people are not using life now because of the high price of union. Yes, the minister of power is the only problem he has in his government. He should deal with it. If he's not going to adjust, or he's not going to, because he knew he has money. If I buy 5,000 naira units, it's not taking me up to half of month. Just 2 months, 2 weeks. Is it only like I will be using?
All right.
There are people that are not even have that money to even use to buy even in life. Many people have stopped using life now. This minister of power, please, if he's hearing me, I'm not criticizing him, but I'm telling you, he should know that there is death. He will die sometime.
All right, Sunday.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sunday. Sunday is thank you so much for your thoughts on the show. Sunday is of the opinion that the Minister of Power should be looked into. I remember when the president, the cabinet reshuffle, and we had a phone-in segment here, and lots of Nigerians were asking what the Minister of Power was still doing there. But if there's one thing I've admired about the Minister of Power was, he has always admitted that there's problem with the sector, and taking over a sector that already has that much problem going on, not just from your own administration, but from previous administration. You can't say it was during his time that it got this bad. It has always been bad. So if he's looking for ways to fix it, if electricity theft is what is making them lose money that they need, back in the sector to fix things, what other ways do they think they could, tackle this issue of electricity theft? What other ways can they sensitize Nigerians, beyond requesting for 8 billion naira that could be invested back into the sector to build the sector and, make, the equipment up to standard or up to par? Well, we'd love to hear your thoughts. What ways do you think electricity theft can be handled in Nigeria? And let's admit, it happens. Let's take this call. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Thank you. I'm Abdullahi Abubakar calling from Makodi, Benue State.
Hi, Abdullah. It's good to have you. How is Benue this morning?
Abdullahi Mohammed Abubakar calling from Makodi, Benue State.
I can hear you. I know you are calling from Makodi. I know you are Abdullahi Mohammed. I said, how is Benue this morning?
Benue is very good, sweet and hard this morning.
All right, go ahead with your thoughts.
The power sector is a very big company, and the power sector is a very big ministry. And you see, at this time around, we were told that about 18 towers were stolen in 6 days. And at the same time, contracts are almost to 200 billion. And now they are going to use 8 billion naira to sanitize the electricity. Those towers that have been stolen always in 1 month, December, are they robber towers? Are they robber towers that security cannot cover that section? So, my advice is let them use this money to put our power in order. Well, at the time we are using NEPA, there is light all over. But by the time they change it to another company, we started having problems. Every day, power break, collapse. Every day collapse. Can't they use this money to arrange this collapsing of this system always?
All right, Abdullah, I have a question.
I'm hearing you.
So one of the reasons why they need this 8 billion for sensitization is to tackle power theft. People bypass their meters. People disconnect and tap directly, Do you think they are in right to actually want to tackle power theft? And what other ways can they tackle power theft in Nigeria? Because they're losing billions to it.
According to some of my colleagues that I spoke just now, is there any truth that they are going to use that 8 billion to sanitize it? Is there any truth on it to use it? At the end, they will share it and they will still go back to the former failure that they are using. That's the problem. If they are going to use that 8 billion to sanitize it, it's still good. It will help us. But if it is not going to be done in the proper way, according to the correction people are saying, then there will be no need for it.
All right, thank you very much, Abdullahi. It's still thank you for calling on the show. We appreciate your input. And at the end of the day, it still boils down to public trust. The trust Nigerians have in government officials and ministries and parastatals and have been completely eroded. Okay, we know that this power theft is going on. There was a report I saw on the paper this morning where people were talking about confirming that they are bypassing because they cannot afford the units. But yes, that is money being lost, money that could be used to revamp the sector, being lost at that point in time. So as Nigerians, this is not done in other crimes. You wouldn't do it even if you're paying, triple the amount you're paying in Nigeria for power in other countries. You wouldn't bypass. So why are you doing it in Nigeria? Let's take this call. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Yes, Mohammed calling from Jigawa.
Good morning, Mohammed from Jigawa. How is Jigawa this morning?
Jigawa very cool and dry.
That's good to know. Go ahead with your thoughts.
You are doing a very, very good job.
Thank you, Mohammed.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Nigerians.
Mohammed, please, can you speak up so our audience and also we here in the studio can hear you?
Good morning, Nigeria.
Good morning. Go ahead.
How are you, Nigeria?
All right, Mohammed, we lost your call there. Do well to call us back so we could hear, and understand your thoughts and where you're coming from. Please, when you do well to speak up so we could hear you clearly. Now, still on this now, what we're seeing as a major concern is lack of trust in the body to actually use the money for what it is meant to be. My question is it meant to be the power sector to do this sensitization, or this is meant to be handed over to an agency that is their responsibility, the National Orientation Agency? It is their job to sensitize the public and, educate the public on policies and everything that is happening in the country. This is something that's needed to be done. They have access to Nigerians. It is their job to handle sensitization of Nigerians. Why is this not part of their budget for it to be handled? Why is the power sector requesting for this money to handle it themselves? Let's take this call. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. I can hear you. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
I'm Ismail calling from Niger.
Hi, Ismail. Thank you for calling. Go ahead.
Yeah, you see, like I was saying the other time, truly, I think the best thing is for you use the money to put the failures in order instead of going for sensitization. The major problem we have in power sector, like the GEMCOs, are producing at least to their capacity. For instance, in Kanji is producing almost 1,000 megawatts.
Absolutely.
Kanji, Jeba, and Shiroro, and even Zungeru. If you put these three dams together, they are producing almost more than 2,000 megawatts. The major problem we have is the distribution. The major project is the aspect of distributions and others. A lot. If you look at some committees now, their transformers are not in order. Most of our power line are not in good conditions. So instead of that money to be used in sensitizing, I think it's better those things will be fixed. A lot of the complaint is people are not paying bill. Do you expect people to pay for what they did not use? You don't expect people to pay for what they did not consume. Yes. So my own advice is that money should be judiciously used in putting most of these failures in order instead of going for sensitization. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day. Thank you very much for that. I want to believe that if Nigerians are getting the amount of electricity they're paying for, bypassing or power theft, Nigerians might not be an option, because you know that what you're paying for is what you are getting. So power theft is not something that would just come up just like that, for you to do, because the country is working. Let's take this call. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Collins. I'm calling from Benin.
Caller, did you say?
I said my name is Collins. I'm calling from Benin.
Hi, Collins. How is Edo State? How is Benin this morning?
Benin is a bit cool because there was a little rainfall yesterday, but the sun is shining now.
Wow, there was rainfall. What I would give to see rainfall in Abuja. Thank you so much for calling. Go ahead. Let's hear your thoughts.
I'm very, very surprised that.
Collins, please, can you turn down the volume of your TV set so we don't have that feedback? I really want to hear what you have to say, but please, you have to turn down the volume of your TV set.
All right, it's done.
All right, go ahead with your thoughts.
What I want to say is that I'm surprised maybe it's from the Ministry of Power now that wants to do this sensitization. That is very, very unnecessary. That is very, very. That's not the main point that needs to be tackled now. There are so many lapses from the Ministry of Power down to NEC, down to all the discos, all the discos majorly. There is meter gap that needs to be filled. They need to upgrade their system. Customers or users of electricity, they are the ones paying the brunt for all of these lapses. Now, customers are the ones that will electrify themselves for connect, get money to get transformer for themselves, buy the wires, conductor wires, buy electric poles, and do all of these things down to their houses. Communities will raise money for themselves to do all of this. They will spend millions. Now you start giving them crazy estimated bills. Bills they did not they did not use. Even when they don't use light, you give them those crazy bills, and you expect them to pay for it. If they do the needful, it is just for it just laws that we help to streamline all of these things. That's what people need. When there is everything you need down to your house is already put in place, it's just for you to plug into the system and you'll be buying your card. But if you spend so much money, if you know what people are spending just to connect lights in the area that I am, you will see that it is even more than what you would use for electricity talking in 2 years. I'm telling you. So when you are paid that kind of money, you now expect that person to be truthful with the system that is already giving him a problem. So it's always difficult. Are you with me?
Yes. I understand. I totally understand where you're coming from, Collins. You know.
So custom electricity users are bearing so much brunt of all of this. The federal government should go back to the board and start a very good system. In other class, we heard that people, when you steal electricity, you go in for it. But you know that if you have you just use what you can pay for. So when you don't have money, you don't use light. Then you know that the light is there. You know that you will not be paying for any other things that is unnecessary to you. You pay money for streets, you pay money to community, you pay money to distributors. You pay and pay.
All right, Collins.
You will get the electricity that you deserve. So that's my whole point. Sensitization does not even work out. Let them go back to the drawing board and know how to tackle these things very, very well. Thank you very much. I really appreciate your program.
Thank you very much, Collins. We appreciate your calling as well. Now, Collins is coming from a point of view. That particular issue of, consumers buying transformer themselves and funding most of the repairs that are needed. I personally asked that question to the AEDC CEO when he came here to our studios, and the first thing he mentioned was funding. Funding is a problem, hence is not the right, the appeal to go ahead. I'm like, okay, if you're appealing to this, then why is it still the property of the AEDC? Let it belong to the A state, or let it belong to the community that bought it for themselves. You come and fix it, but they will buy it, they will pay you to fix it, they will pay you to repair it. These are questions that the electricity company needs to answer to Nigerians. If we're going to be paying excessive for tariffs, then we should have, what then are we benefiting from it? Let's take a call. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. All right, I think we have a call. Let's take WhatsApp messages before we go. So we have a message. It says, please, I am sorry to say this. I am a Nigerian. This government is not pro-masses. On this note of spending 8 billion on sensitization is so surprising. What is the work of NOA? What is the budget of NOA for? These are questions Nigerians are asking. This money should be used to fix decentralizing the national grid so that a collapse in one line will not affect the other side. This He didn't put his name, but yes. This actually is the question. What is the work of the NOA? What is the budget of the NOA for, if not for sensitization at the end of the day? So yes, the money should be used to fix the grid and decentralizing the grid so that we would have, the power supply will at least be reasonable. The load on the grid won't be too much. Let's even pity the grid at the end of the day, But these are questions Nigerians are asking. We're still looking forward to get more WhatsApp messages on the screen as it goes by. But people want to know more. People want to know what the money is being used for. People want to know. People want accountability. People want transparency. Not money that should be used in fixing the sector should be used in sensitization. Let's take another message. Please, let's not forget to put our names and where we're sending our messages from. This one says sensitization budget by Power, aka NEPA. So it's not NEPA again, no. It's been a long time we called it NEPA. It's clearly a conduit pipe to drain public funds. Unless they have collaborated at the National Assembly, that budget cannot go through. Let them give everyone prepaid meter. True that. But even people with prepaid meter are bypassing. That is why they said one of the reasons is to tackle electricity theft and also to educate the public on timely payment of electricity bill. But if I have my meter, I'll recharge it when it's done. So why would I want to know more about timely payment of electricity bill? Let people be metered up, so you won't be waiting for people to pay their bills, or estimated billing will be cut to the barest minimum or non-existent at all. At this point, estimated billing should be non-existent at all. So timely payment is a whole different ballgame altogether. But this question still remains: what is the budget of the NOA? If not to sensitize Nigerians, what then are they using their budgets for? This agency needs to sensitize Nigerians on this. Anyway, please, you have the data, you know how to do it better. Kindly handle this. That is called, you're sharing it, you're sharing the work out, and you face your own business. Let them face the sensitization you need. It's as simple as ABC. Nigerians are asking questions. Nigerians need answers. Nigerians deserve answers. Nigerians deserve accountability and transparency. On the other hand, please, let us also be good Nigerians by cutting down electricity theft to the barest minimum. We understand the country could be hard, but this money is needed to fix the sector one way or another. It doesn't matter how little. Well, having said that, we've come to the end of this segment.